call me the next person.
Good day, ma'am.
Yeah, good day. How are you doing today?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, so how may I help you?
Yes, I'm here because I'm in an abusive relationship and it really hurts.
Abusive, you say?
Yes.
Does the wife punch you?
No, she doesn't.
She slaps you?
No.
Why no? She kicks you?
Oh, no, nothing close to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really. So why do you not say you're in an abusive relationship then?
Well, she refuses me sex. Can you believe that?
Oh. Are you sure, guys? Secreting Madam Good
Oh, yeah. I'm very strong, solid, very energetic.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, she calls me Aguon.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
that's okay. That's a lot of information. Okay, so why do you think she's now refusing you sex?
Well, because of some little quarrels, something that shouldn't make her to turn her back on me at night.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, very minor things, I'm telling you, very, very little things.
What does she like?
She likes clothes and perfumes.
Okay, so take this down. Take this down.
Okay,
Number one,
okay.
buy her clothes on Monday.
Clothes, okay,
Number two, buy her shoes.
okay.
Number three, buy her perfumes.
How would that solve the problem?
Are you here
Okay,
for help or you want to coach me?
okay.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be all. So try all of this week and then come back next week for a section.
Okay. On that note, welcome you to Side Gist with the Brownsons. I am Brownson Warner.
And I am Mama Brownson. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Side Gist with the Brownsons.
Yes, is refusing your partner sex a sign of emotional abuse? Big question. Big question. Now, as simple as this sounds, it has broken lots of relationships, lots of homes, and we are here to sort that piece of puzzle. But first of all, let's find out what emotional abuse is. What do you think emotional abuse is?
Okay, so emotional abuse is an abusive behavior that causes the other person to act in certain ways that are traumatic.
All right.
Yeah.
But before we give you some other parts of what we have for you today, let's go to the streets and find out what people are saying about the subject matter.
It's not abuse. You don't want to have, sorry, I don't want to have, and you give proper reasons, but giving excuses every time that you don't want to stay with your husband or come closer to your husband is not right. Abuse is when you do something against the other person's wish or without the person's consent. It can be emotional, it can be verbal, and it can be, what they call it, violent. It can be physical.
Denying her spouse sex can lead to a domestic violence. Even denying her or him sex, it is a way of treating him bad. Unless you can deny him sex, maybe if you are not strong, or if you made him to understand why you are not capable of doing that at the moment. So it will be an understanding between you and your spouse. But for denying him sex like that is a very big abuse. It can lead to domestic violence.
The man likes it more than the woman. What I would advise the lady to do is just to sit him and talk with him. You understand? At first, you just need to submit to him. Then later, as time goes on, you need to tell him that, wow, this thing, you don't want it often like that. And I believe the man is going to understand about that.
It's not an abuse. Maybe she don't have the feelings. That is my own mind of view. You understand? Maybe she don't have the feelings to have sex with me, understand? So, but, well, I will wait for another time to come.
All right, welcome back. Beautiful responses there. And I'm wondering, I mean, you can see the passion from one of the guys that says, unless the reason must be very good. And really, as far as I'm concerned, the reason must be very good.
It was very good to say no to sex, right?
The reason must
be good.
It's
both ways here.
Okay.
You know, it's not only from the side. So most men usually feel like it's always from the side of the woman to say no or refuse sex from the guy. But there are actually some men that would refuse their partners or their wives sex, right?
Yeah.
So that still brings us back to the question: is it an emotional abuse?
Well, In my opinion, I think it's an emotional abuse because
Okay.
now when you refuse now, let me speak from a man's perspective
Okay.
because I can only understand it as a man.
Okay.
You know,
That's
now
fine.
when you refuse a man sex, you hurt his ego.
Okay.
At that point, the man feels rejected.
Yeah.
It feels like he's not loved, and it's even more hurting if the man is the initiator of, and then when you do that, it's like, so
I think the women don't feel this way when a man says no to them during sex. So I think refusing your partner sex can be an emotional abuse and may not, depending
Okay.
on how it's been communicated.
okay, but
Right.
but before then, why would a partner normally refuse the other sex?
Okay. One, it can be because a person is sick,
Okay,
right? And then also low libido is one other thing that does it. So
okay,
if you're out there and you have this dream, you have this idea in your head that at every time in the course of your relationship for like years, you and your partner would be interested in sex at the same time, man, wake up, because that is an illusion. So there's no time that me and you would
Okay.
be will have interest in sex or have the urge for sex
Every
at the
time.
same time. At the
Okay.
same time, right? It's very so. This time you might be in the mood for sex, and I may not be in the mood for sex. And then also some other reason why people might want to like refuse sex, right? Is because probably they're not in the mood for all the right reasons. For example, they had a stressful day.
okay. I
Yeah.
understand that.
They are worried about one thing or the other,
Okay.
right? And then also it might also even be as a result of the partner's actions.
What do you mean
Like,
action?
So you probably did something that's like you had a feel that is yet to be resolved, and then you're coming to like, hey, like, babe, what's up? So all of that needs to be sorted out even
You see,
before you get to the bedroom.
That's the issue. I agree with every of them apart from the last one. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, if partners have issues, I don't think the lady should take it at the man in the bed. You see,
Well, so different
You
people
see,
have different ways
I
in
think-
which
I-
they
I
express
think-
themselves.
I-
I think it's ideal for the issue to be resolved, because why would you even go to bed with your partner without even resolving the issue, and then you expect her to like bathe?
sometimes
like
a guy
get-
can want to solve the issue on the spot.
like seriously.
Yes.
So if the lady is saying no, so what that means is that she's not in the mood
No,
at that time.
she has to come back to the mood.
Okay, so well, let me make you happy, but because of this conversation, right? As a woman out there, when that happens, when your partner comes and reaches out to you for sex, when you still have an issue, be the bigger person. Tell him, no, baby, can we sort out this issue before we get down there, right? So sort all of that out before you take it to the next.
Yeah, very true. You see, sometimes refusing sex, like we said, could go both ways. It's not a problem if you say no, if you're not in the mood. It's absolutely not a problem. But the big problem is how this no is being communicated.
When it's not rightly communicated, that's when it becomes an emotional abuse.
Yes.
Because from depriving your partner sex, you might be pushing him or her to consider certain behaviors, right? Like masturbation, like cheating, that probably it's not something that he or she will naturally want to partake in.
And
Or even
also,
depression.
also for people that have very low self-esteem, yeah, it could lead to stuff like depression, like they
True.
feel rejected, like they're not worth anything.
True.
So you have to watch out for that. Also, I think one of the ways you can communicate that, like if you are a lady or if you're a guy and you're tired at that point, if it's at night, you can just tell her nicely, like, hi babe, why don't you do this in the morning? Let me take care of you well in the morning, all right?
Take care of me when I serve me breakfast in the bed.
Let me take care of you in the morning.
Okay.
See, the guy may, at that point, that those kind of news doesn't sound well for a guy. It just drops, But then, with the way it's communicated, and sometimes you don't even need to communicate it with the guy apart. Maybe you can just touch him, nicely and say that to him.
Actually, I buttress what he's saying. I actually support that, right? So, like I said earlier, how you communicate it goes a long way in determining if it's an emotional abuse to your partner. So you want to find a better way to communicate so that you can say, oh babe, like you got me worked up right now. Like, can we have this discussion, or like get me in a better mood before we proceed to do this. Or maybe if you're tired or you're worried about something, that might even be an opportunity for you guys to talk about the issue, and then tell him like, probably can we have this like maybe like early in the morning, early hours of the morning, and then I should feel better and all of that. So, and as a guy, you know, even when a woman is not, or a man is not even ready for sex at that point in time, let's say if he's stressed from work, by gently massaging him or her, like you can get, the person might not even know she's even in need of that. And sex also is a medication.
It helps you sleep well.
Stress, like it solves and takes care of most of those problems.
So it's one of those things you might just want to consider. Your tone is very, very important, because I mean, the ego of some people are on the line, so you have to say it very nicely. And also sometimes, just like we said, I may have talked about the fact that even when you have issues, you can, soft pedal, but it's always very important, because sex is to be enjoyed, and it's best when both people are in a very good frame of mind. You get the very best. So you may just want to also resolve some unclear issues. So if you're a lady or you're a guy and you know you want it at a certain time, and you know there's a pending issue, so that there won't be excuses, you can say, come, let's talk about this thing now. So that
overall, guys, there's no one size fits all when it has to do with sex. Don't think because the Johnsons, you go for a drink with the Johnsons and he tells you, oh, I have sex with my wife like back to back, day to day, Monday to Friday. You now take it to your partner and say, see, babe, you have to sit up, like your mate are doing better. So work it out, like whichever way works for you, right? But in all, make sure you're communicating, make sure you're helping your partner get in a more relaxed mood and aligning your interests, right? So that will help in avoiding or getting it up to that point where it's an emotional abuse.
And for the guys, if you have any medical related issues, like you have some erectile dysfunction, feel free to discuss it with your partner. It's a problem that both of you must handle together. One of them has to know, so that it doesn't feel like you are giving it out there, when it's something different. And also make sure you go to a doctor. Try not to self-medicate. You might self-medicate and you get to a deeper problems. So try not to self-medicate. Seek a doctor. Now, if it's a mental related issue, you need to seek a counselor. I mean, both of you together have to see a counselor together. All right, we hope that you've learned one or two things from what we've said today. And don't forget, if you have any issue you'd like us to talk about, or you have any issue you want us to counsel you about, send us an email to sidegist@gmail.com. We'll be so glad to respond to your email.
And do not forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, guys.
Right now.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today once again. Have a lovely day.